Keeps the juicy, juicy that lunch. Ba 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 ba. Hello and welcome back to the Brandon Can Win channel. So nice to see you. How you doing today? I don't know why, I just felt like for this video I wanted to stand up. So yeah, I want to go through the Nintendo Direct, tell you guys things I liked and things I didn't like. Mainly just stuff that caught my eye and stuff like that. So it's not gonna be, I'm not gonna talk about every single little thing that was in the Direct, just kind of the big stuff, I guess you could say. Alright, so let's start with the opener, the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC. Now, I will say it looks very interesting. I remember I already have it pre-purchased, but I have to say, I have not played Scarlet in a hot minute. It's been a very, very big minute since I last hopped into Pokemon Scarlet. I don't even remember who's on my team, but all I know is that hopefully this DLC gets me back into it. I mean, the environment looks very interesting. Seems like part 1 takes place kind of in the countryside, and there's like a festival going on. And then we got a new legendary trio. My favorite one is the green one, who I just call Green Incineroar, because for some reason it reminds me of Incineroar, but green. I don't know why. And I gotta say, the first main legendary is looking very spoopy and cool. Cool and spoopy. So I do look forward to that. Part 2 looks cool too, but I don't feel like we saw much, which makes sense because that doesn't come out till I think fucking winter of next year. So it does make sense that we didn't really see anything of part 2 besides just a little bit. So yeah, we'll have to wait to see more of that, but I honestly was surprised to see any Pokemon at all because I feel like Pokemon's notorious for having their own directs and not being in Nintendo Directs, but I guess they decided, you know what, let's throw some Pokemon in there. So on my bingo sheet I didn't put anything Pokemon related in there, so no bingo for me. Next is Sonic Superstars. I have not talked about this game. I have seen the trailer for it. I saw it when it was announced at the Xbox Showcase, along with another game I'll bring up in a second. But Sonic Superstars looks awesome. It's like Classic Sonic, if Classic Sonic had wisps and extra power-ups and stuff like that. I'm definitely going to be playing as Amy most of the time, because we never got to play as Amy. I know in Sonic Origins, in the DLC they're going to do, you get to play as Amy. Same with Sonic Frontiers. But I mean, besides Sonic Adventure, do you remember the last time you could play as Amy? I think Sonic 06, maybe? I mean, come on. You never got to play as Amy, especially in the classic games. Also, Amy has a hammer, and so does King Dedede, and everyone knows he's my god. It looks real fun, and I'm excited for it, but that being said, I'm getting it on Steam, so yeah. The next thing is Palia. So this stood out to me because of a couple things. One, it's free to play this holiday season. Free to play games don't always sit well with me because I know that there's usually a catch. But then again, that catch is usually free to start, is what they say. And then it's like you have to pay a subscription, or in this case where it's free to play, there's probably microtransactions up the ass. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this game gets microtransactions. But yeah, it looks like it runs in the Fortnite engines, except the women are not as thick. And it's just another farming sim. I mean, I'm surprised we actually didn't get more farming sims. I think we only had that one and then one other one that I didn't put on my list of things to talk about, because the only farming sim I really need in my life is Stardew Valley. I don't need anything else, really. But no, since it's free, I guess maybe I'll dive in and give it a shot, but if I see one microtransaction, I am out of there. Okay, so Persona 5 Tactica. Persona is one of those series where I need to make a whole video talking about it, and I've been wanting to make a video about Persona 3 Reload and Persona 5 Tactica, but I just haven't gotten around to it. I've just been pushing it off, but I'm going to be putting out a video on Persona 5 Tactica and a video on Persona 3 Reload, maybe multiple on Reloads and just like 1 or 2 on Tactica, because really Reload is the one I want, which, speaking of which, I'm surprised we didn't see that, because of the fact that Persona 5 Royal runs fine on Switch from what I've heard. So you would think that they could bring Persona 3 Reload over too, right? I guess not. Even though I'm pretty sure Persona 3 in length is shorter than Persona 5, but I don't know, maybe they're just not ready to announce it for Switch, or that's all I can think of. Maybe they're just not ready to announce it for Switch, because it doesn't make sense. So that's the part that really confuses me about this whole announcement, is that they just didn't show off Royal. I mean, Tactica makes sense because, you know, the art style doesn't really look super, like, demanding of a console, so I could totally see it being on Switch. Persona 3 Reload, I'm just saying, could be on Switch too. I don't know why they didn't announce it. Also, the more I look at Persona 5 Tactica, the more I'm thinking about getting it. Because when I first saw it, I was like, oh, I love Persona 5, but I think I'm going to pass. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to talk more about Persona 5 Tactica in another video, so that's why you should hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when I post that video. Right? It's right down, it's down at the bottom somewhere. Go click that real quick, okay? Got it? You did it? Good. Detective Pikachu Returns. Boy, oh boy. I've heard good things about the first one on 3DS. I didn't personally pick it up. I thought I wasn't really... I don't know, it didn't really catch my eye. I did watch the movie. The movie was really good. I liked it a lot. But I've got to say, it looks very ugly. I'm not gonna lie, it looks very ugly, and I'm not a big fan of Detective Pikachu's voice. It weirds me out for some reason. I don't know why. Like, why couldn't they have just hired Ryan Reynolds to do it? He was perfectly fine. But yeah, I think the game actually, like, the plot's probably good, but it looks like shit. And yes, I know, I'm probably a hypocrite because I talked about Scarlet and Violet, and you know, that game doesn't look great either. But I mean, I straight up thought at first, when I first saw this, that they were porting over the original Detective Pikachu onto the Switch. And I actually, did they do that? I don't remember if they even did that, but still. I was like, okay, so they're porting over Detective Pikachu. That's cool, I guess. And then it said that's a new title, Detective Pikachu Returns. I'm like, what? So yeah, I think I'm gonna avoid that one. But you know, if you're excited for it, I'm happy for you. What I can say the opposite of is Super Mario RPG. Holy shit, I did not know this was going to get a remake. I've never played it before, and I've heard that Square Enix and Nintendo both worked on that together. So it's very interesting to know what the deal was between them to make it. Did they work together to make it? Was there some deal for the characters and story that Nintendo bought from Square Enix? Or like, what's up with that? Regardless, I'm excited, and I'm going to stream it. I actually had a request from a friend to stream it when it comes out, because he doesn't want to buy a Switch. I won't say his name, but you know who you are if you're watching. But yeah, like, the art style, it's so cute. And looking at, like, screenshots from the new graphics and the original, it seems like the reason they made, like, Mario all stumpy and small and stuff is to be kind of, like, faithful to the original in a way, while updating the graphics to HD. So I get some people probably don't like the art style, but I think it's really cute. I'm excited to play it for the first time, and yeah, get introduced to the Super Mario RPG scene, and maybe I'll be like, I want to check out some of the other Mario RPGs out there, the Paper Marios, the Mario and Luigi's. I have been wanting to play Mario, Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story, plus Bowser's Fury, but I've never gotten around to that, so yeah. Also, the next thing they kind of announced was Super Princess Peach 2. That's what I'm going to call it, at least. They announced that Peach is getting a new game next year. Yay. I remember when Super Princess Peach came out, it was really kind of confusing, but at the same time, I've heard a lot of good things about that too. I think I remember actually playing it. I think my neighbor had it on her DS and let me borrow it. And I remember it being fun, so if it's anything like that, then can't wait. It looks interesting. Well, we have to actually see something though before I can make an actual judgment of how excited I am. Right now it's at a 1 out of 10 because like we literally know nothing except Princess Peach is the main character. Then right after that, they announced Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon is getting sort of a remake. I'm gonna be honest, I was not a fan of Dark Moon. I didn't really like I didn't like it. I think it was because it was a mission-based system or something like that. It was something very strange. It was not like the first game and the third one where you could just kind of go where you want. I feel like it was very like, you need to go here. And then you need to go here. I don't know. Then I've been watching a lot of people's reactions to the Direct, and I noticed a lot of people were surprised by the next announcements coming right after the last ones, and I didn't think about that until now. The Batman Arkham trilogy is coming to Switch. Now, the only reason I'm really talking about this is because I've been wanting to look into these games, and yeah, I'm just surprised that it's able to run on Switch. Like, it's not a cloud version or nothing. It's straight up the game. Well, it's the trilogy. But I'm just super surprised it didn't say cloud gaming or whatever, which I don't know. There's just a lot of games that I'm like, why are they cloud gaming? But it is what it is. All I know is I don't want my first experience with that being on Switch, so once again, I'm probably going to look at Steam for those. If they're on Steam. If not, then maybe PlayStation Store. Okay, Pikmin 4. Oh boy, Pikmin 4. I'm gonna get some heat for this. I'm gonna be honest, I'm getting a little fatigued of Pikmin 4. Now, before I go on, before you get your pitchforks out, I'll tell you this. The Direct before Tears of the Kingdom came out, I was Tears of the Kingdom trailer fatigued. So, yeah. Until the final trailer came up, of course, then I was like, holy shit. So pumped. But I did get fatigued of all of the new news and stuff of Tears of the Kingdom. And then the game came out and it was fantastic. Same's going on with Pikmin 4. I'm kind of sick of hearing about it. And it kind of upset me that it was like a good quarter of the Direct, I think. Maybe not that much, maybe a little less, but still. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm not the biggest Pikmin fan. I've tried playing the games several times and they were just kind of hard. It was kind of stressful because you had to get things done in a certain amount of time. And also, I'm just kind of sick of the same plot over and over. Like, why can't these fucking astronauts learn how to land a ship? I say this in my reaction. I'm like, why can't these fucking astronauts learn how to land their ships without crashing them? I will say, though, I was not mad at what I saw, and I also wasn't mad when I saw that they actually made HD remasters of Pikmin 1 and 2 for the Switch. Because I do have, while I never beat it, I do have fond memories of the first Pikmin game. So I might pick up Pikmin 1 again, and maybe it could get me to change my mind. So yeah. Only downside is that they're both digital only, which pisses me off. Low key. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm sure we'll hear a little bit about Pikmin 4, a little bit more before it releases, and then I think we'll be done with Pikmin 4. We can move on to, I don't know, something like Metroid Prime 4, maybe? Alright, I have to talk about this next one, because I'm not necessarily excited for it, but when I saw it, I was in disbelief. I thought, oh my god, I just have a lot to say about this. Headbangers Rhythm Royal. It's a game where you're a pigeon, and it's a rhythm game, and they flop around and look like dildos. So I was freaked out for a second before it kept going. But I'm sure it's like one of those games that are going to be like a cult classic in 10 years. Like people will be like, oh, did you play that game? You know, where you're a pigeon and it's a rhythm game? Yeah, that's a classic. Even though they all look like dildos. I'm gonna be honest though, it looks kind of fun, honestly. It low-key looks very, very fun. Now there's a remake coming up of a Star Ocean game, Star Ocean 2. I don't know much about the series to really give an opinion on this. I gotta say, I'm not sure how I feel about the art style. I don't know, the mixing of the pixelated characters with the realistic world just kind of isn't my thing. But I have heard, that being said, I have heard that this Star Ocean is a really good one. And I have a buddy named Mecha Otaku Gamer, aka Raymond. He told me it's really good, so maybe I'll go. Maybe I should check it out. Maybe I should give Star Ocean a shot finally. I know a new one recently came out, or is coming out, I don't remember. But I was gonna check that out, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. WarioWare Move It was what I wanted in a WarioWare game since Smooth Moves, since the Wii one. We're finally getting smooth moves too. It's WarioWare Move It, and you use the Joy-Cons to do some mini games and micro games, I mean. And oh my gosh, some of them looked crazy. There's like one where you have to do this to like clean your back or something, like the back of a turtle shell. But it just seems like these micro games are going to be insane. The only issue is, I don't have much room, and if I wanted to stream this, that'd be interesting. Regardless, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I'll find a way to. I'll play it on my own time. I probably won't stream it. That'd be kind of fucking weird, to be honest. But I'll tell you this: if you're gonna do the co-op mode that they're adding into this, you better make sure you have a lot of room, because you guys will just punch each other in the faces otherwise. All right, so you might not be able to tell. I'm not sure if you can or not, but you know, I'm a bit of a Zelda fan, I guess you could say, just a little bit of a Zelda fan. So I was wondering when they're gonna bring up Tears of the Kingdom at all, because I was like, okay, they're gonna announce something, DLC, maybe. I did not think Amiibo, and I'm like, okay, Toulon, give me Toulon. And no, there was no Toulon. But there was Zelda and my father, Ganondorf. Daddy. Okay, I'm sorry, that was creepy. But still, I'm definitely snagging the Ganondorf one, and the Zelda one I could live without, but at the same time it looks cool, so I kind of want it. But like I said, Ganondorf's number one, and I can get Zelda some other time. But Daddy. And lastly, we get to the main event, that when you watch my reaction, I am not happy at first, but as time goes on, I get more and more happy and pleasantly surprised. And that is Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Let me start by saying, the reason I was not really happy with it was because at first glance, it looked like it was going to be New Super Mario Bros. Switch, and I'm like, well, we have New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, what the fuck? It's like, gonna be the same fucking formula. But then I noticed the art style was different, and the music was a little different, and the animations were really expressive and awesome, and yeah, this is actually probably one of the things I'm hyped up the most about, to be honest. At first I was like, why would they save this for last? And then now I'm like, oh, I get it. But yeah, like I said, I love the new art style they're going with. They're going with new art styles for like all these Mario games, and I'm loving it. The music sounds phenomenal. It still has kind of vocals in the back, kind of a little bit. This game's very stylish. It's very stylish, and I love it. But yeah, I also mentioned the animations look great. Like, when they do like the high jumps, it reminds me of the Super Mario Bros. 3 like run and jump. There's a scene where they zoom in, and when Mario enters a pipe, his hat kind of flies off, and then he snags it as he goes in, and then when he goes out, he kind of like peeks around. I thought that was really cute. Now, the big thing that made me go, oh, this is not a new Super Mario Bros. Game, was when he tripped balls. It seems like all those mushrooms he's been collecting over the past 35 plus years has finally gotten him on a bad trip. Like, holy cow. Mushrooms, pipes moving everywhere, fucking them transforming and moving around. You got the land is all black and white, and you're all tall and weird. Everyone's all tall and weird. It's like Mario's on some sort of acid trip, and I love it. I'm here for it. Nintendo really is just nailing it with the Mario games in this Direct, for sure. And I counted up to a total of 9 playable characters. You got Mario, you got Luigi, you got Yellow Toad for some reason, instead of Blue Toad or just normal Toad. You got Peach. You got Daisy. They made that a big deal that you got Daisy in this. And then also, for a brief second, you can see you can play as Green Yoshi, Red Yoshi, I believe it was Blue Yoshi, and Yellow Yoshi? I could be wrong, but I counted up to 9 playable characters, which is kinda nuts. But yeah, it looks cool, it looks stylish, and it looks new. It looks like an actual new Super Mario Bros. Game. So, the best way to describe this direct is a solid one. It wasn't a great one, it wasn't a shit one, but it also really wasn't an okay one. It was solid. You know, it had a lot of good stuff in there, but I wish it had some more. I wish we got that Metroid Prime 2 remaster that I was speculating they were gonna do. You know, I wish we had some news on Metroid Prime 4. For some reason, I felt like they were gonna do the Switch 2 this time. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I was hoping we would see that we didn't, but you know, everyone has that. At the end of the day, you look at what they announced and you realize these are good games. Like, whether you personally like them or not, you can't just not look at them and say, okay, this game isn't for me, but I can acknowledge that it looks good. It looks really good. And I feel like, especially what this direct shows, is that Nintendo still fucking adores Mario, because Mario's their moneymaker, and they've probably noticed that people are getting fatigued of basic ass boring 2D Mario. So they're like, okay, let's take a look around at other platformers and see what we can do to change Mario up a bit. And well, looks like they're doing just that. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell when you do. And also, I want to point out, I forgot to point this out at the beginning of my video, I did post highlights of my reaction for everything I talked about in this video on my second channel, Brandon Can Win Live. And also, I'm live on Twitch occasionally, so go check that out, twitch.tv/BrandonCanWin. And yeah, so long, and good night. I might stay more often. I actually kind of like filming videos like this. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anyways, bye.